Good morning, my people. Man, my hair. Crazy. Look at this crazy antennas. I tried to tame them, but they're so unruly. I don't know how to deal with this. If anybody's got this kind of hairstyle, how do you trim your trouble antennas? But today I left extra early. Let's check what time it is. It is 7:31. And as usual, whenever I take these bikes, we always have to get gas first. I guess my destination is something that I really plan out for, but setting off early here. I want to have a productive day because traffic's been crazy and African time can't do for me anymore. So I'm hoping 7:30 I should get there by 9 and grind it till about 4 before I try to get back home. But even so, however early you leave, you're never immune from traffic. Today looks like this public transport don't really want to use the main road, so they're using the curb where pedestrian walk, super dusty. But you know, like these vehicles back here, they don't want to be on where they're supposed to be. So it's just traffic and germ evasion. It works until it doesn't work. So when it gets to this kind of point, when they have to rejoin, this is where heaven breaks loose. Because look at that tight squeeze. We gotta squeeze it. Woo. And yeah, like I said, it works until, so it's a one lane, but we have to just find whichever way it works. But you know, it's a chaotic system that works, and you rarely see accidents, at least for me, for the time I've been here. So I think it's pretty neat. That's the reason why this is my to-go-to taxi. So you just pick and choose your battles. If you want to stick in traffic like this, folks, it's good. I ditched my car a long time ago because if I had to leave at 7:30, I probably don't get to work till 10. And from a full tank of gas, I'll probably be half empty. So no can do. Going left, right, sideways, front, whichever way we make forward progress, that's the route we take. And just like that, we evaded all that mess, and it's kind of clear now, but only for a little while. Today is a day full of events, but look at that big shit. So we got some huge shit here. man, naweza kupitia huko mbele tafadhali. Trying to get the better view. I think they got a tugboat too by the side. It's kind of working on that. It's pretty cool. Such an interesting day here. It's 8:30 and I am really becoming a pro of this transportation level. Like, that sucker is huge. Any of you folks complaining out there about work and wages, and you think you're so unlucky and your job sucks and you hate life, I'm gonna say, think again. Okay, sawa. Nasikupata nini yako? Support him مشكلة okay صح. Jaribu kutoka nini. Safisha pale vizuri. Na udewe kusafisha. This is what you get when you have quarks. Quarks. Alafu ngeni ngamogero gini jaluo masomo dhan. Ofo chweka anguro. Mana pesa chamo kadisi.
Kwa elewa kimatime.
Okay, ati KLEMOLA Limited.
register.
Yeah, sini ena broker for. Wow, so Alex, some people from diaspora, this is what people go through. So I had this company build, I know I talked about this slab, but another realization, Appa, look at this. So they make you know, the steels are there, that's good, but look at the layer on how they do this. So the cement is just a little piece, and the rest, this thing just crumble like cookie. Look at that, Alex. Like, this is just sand. You know, you do that, it's just sand coming out. Like, and you can clearly see it's just a thin layer of cement. And for this entire slab, it was 5 bags of cement. So this guy was so dishonest, stealing. Like, this is cement that stayed here for what? Almost 3 months. It's crazy. Watch out what you employ. You my teach. Okay, now. Shweka puga, chama mana pesa. Okay, kata like my onge. Wow. Yeah, so Maharaj. Yeah. So this slab, this is the slab, the kitchen slab that was built. I have to bring it all down because if you look here, it's all cracked all the way, and it makes sense. The person, KLEMOLA Limited, Alex Olaba, his contact details on here. If you're building a home, usitumie huyu mtu, karibu pesa yako bure. Ugh. Akia manyalo paro. Oloso gik moko aina gi off-center. Yeah.
That year.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch my left son. So even at the bathtub here, very chill job. Like, if you look at the symmetry, you gotta think everything has to be centered, not this stupid games. And here too has to be fitted. This has to be done. This is a drainage part. Has to be done. Look at that quack of a job. And we're gonna break this. We gotta move this. Yeah, this one has to be centered. The problem with this, they were all like above the wall. If you look at it, it's above the wall. So another quackish of a job. So this is, you know, the chill spot, the gazebo area. And this was supposed to be an outdoor kitchen with a launch spot. But if you look here, if you look at the sink, look at it, it is tilting like this. It's slanting to the left, to the, you know, to the left, facing this way to my right. And even if you move closer, it's just a freaking shoddy job. And you know, so he lives in Nairobi, and even if you look here, it's crazy what kind of job he does, man. I wonder how he's still in business. So this is when people used to build their homes in the 90s. You know, no leveler, no nothing. But if you put a leveler here, let's actually put a leveler. Leveler. Let me see, where is my leveling up? Then you can really see what I'm talking about. So if you put this here, look at that. Like, you get, yeah. It just tells you, you wonder. and then now this is even worse. This is almost 3 incline. Wow. Like that's the first thing as a builder, man. Leveling is your #1 priority. But makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, but so just walking through, I have found it's such a heavy price in construction. Not a heavy price if you find people who are not skilled, like my guy Alex Olaba, my healthy friend. It's just not all about money, it's about your service. And so what I've done after, you know, after I'm like, yo, we can't work together, because he already knew. I mean, I couldn't keep paying him because it's quality of work. It's just amazing how blind, you know, claiming to be hypertension, diabetic, and all that stuff, coming over here, sleeping all day in his car because he knows money's coming in. And you know, a lot of these folks, when they work for you, they do a good job. They're very talented. But the only problem that I had here is the lack of talent that was here was having, you know, somebody who watches over these people and is not doing his work. Like, these people are so artistic and they do crisp job, but I don't communicate with them. I don't talk with the plumber. I don't talk with the wooden guy. And this is where KLEMOLA Limited that I've attached here came in. But instead of this guy being an eye, and because I talk to him, I tell him like, hey, this is how I want it to come out. This is what I expect. But the reports that comes in, maybe due to his health or just being lazy, he just parks his car in front of the gate and sleeps all day. And all the guys have to do is, hey, let's do this. So nothing that he did is straight. Everything is crooked. You wonder. And on the I'm like, you gotta make it. And even me working with him for a very long time, I'm like, yeah, this is crooked. This is crooked. You gotta fix it. It got to a point that I was sick and tired fixing his mistakes while I still pay him the money he asks. And so, but this guy, it's funny because for the friendship and the trust I put in him, he's the worst. Is like a lot of lip service, but just nothing. And the reason I say that, so just walking through everything that he did, for instance, if we start with this one, this is a lot of like terrazzo done here, but this, the finishing here, you can't really see, but it's so bumpy. And so this is gonna take a lot of work. His woodwork that he did for me, look at this kind of stuff. Look at the wood. Like the crack is almost 6 millimeters. And just look at that. Look at that finishing. You know, like what the fetch is this? You know, look at that. And all he's got to say, like, oh, I'm sorry, this is my problem, is like, oh, I've learned a lot from you. It's a learning experience. I'm like, you're a professional. I'm sending you to school to learn on my money, and you still ask me for money to repair. And all this keeps saying, oh, I have not made money out of this project. That's all he cares about. I have not made money out of this project, you know, due to variation. But I'm like, if you put thought, that's why he's just a silly guy. If you put thought into what you're working, things like this cannot occur. Look at that. Different wood than what I asked for. That's why it's all cracking. And then when they do their work, you know, they do cement work, but look at how he leaves the windows. Like, it is so dirty. And I'm like, at the end of the day, they want payment. And I'm like, you gotta clean this before it's dry. This 3 months later, things are still like this. Look at those openings. Like, those have to be filled once again. It's just so dirty. Like, you can just take a tape and tape it. And even if you don't need a tape, after the day's job, you gotta clean your cement. That way you don't leave this kind of crap. And on the bathroom here, you know, I'm like, I have to move his work from here to here. This bathroom was leaking, so I have to redo the floor because it's leaking downstairs. I'll show you. Over here, these were way outwards. So I have to dig it in again and put them in. That way when we put the tap, it's gonna be flush. The guy, no brainer, man.
Pia.
Unaona saa ile wewe umependana na msichana unaoa. Kuna kitu pale kwa katika mwili wa yule msichana.
Yes, I gotta finish this one. The person I had working here was doing such a crappy job. The name of KLEMOLA, headed by Alex Olaber. Such a crappy person. Somebody built your sink, and look at where he puts. You wonder. The sink is so small, so shapeless, crooked, and I wonder what it thinks when he does stuff like just no brainer, no sense of thought. It's incredible. Glad I got people that's working. So, instruction and timing is a pain in the butt.